Boom shakalaka, how much will 4 Solana coins be worth in 2025? And more importantly, how many do you need to be a millionaire? Stay tuned. What's up everyone, Randall here from Crypto Love. You know, had you have bought 3,800 SOL for a mere $35,000 back in December of 2022, not even 2 years ago, when it was $9 and then held for a short 2 years and then sold today, you would be a millionaire. Why didn't you do that? What's wrong with you? Well, in today's episode, we're going to be taking a look at how much 4 SOL, roughly $1,000 of Solana, would be worth in 2025, and more importantly, how many you need to be a millionaire. Before we get into that, guys, like the video, come join us on Twitter through Crypto Love, and of course, subscribe to the OG Bitcoin and Crypto YouTube channel, making daily videos since 2017. Now, why are we making this video today, aside from Solana pumping to all-time highs? Well, let's take a look. If we take a look, you can see that crypto total market cap, excluding Bitcoin, is breaking out. Now, the last time we had a breakout similar to what we're seeing right now, this was the beginning of banana territory for altcoins, also called alt season. Many people not bullish enough as of just yet. And this comes shortly after alt seasons bounced off of a 7-year trend line, which means that likely there's a lot higher to go up than potentially going sideways or down. Now, also, if we take a look at time-based analyses, alt season starts generally after 3 consecutive weekly closes when Bitcoin breaks above previous all-time highs on the weekly. Well, that happened here in 2017, happened here in 2020, and guess what? We are at that point. 3 weeks, Bitcoin has broken above previous all-time highs. So all of these things are indicating we likely have an alt season coming, and this could be an alt season to remember, because it may not just be a simple alt season. It may be like a super cycle alt season, like expanding cycles theory alt season, like something that could be crazy. How is that? Well, if we take a look right here, you can see small little fractal. We had the price gets hammered down, finds some support, breaks out from previous all-time highs, and then a little bit of accumulation, and then bull run territory. Well, take a look. This is much bigger, but the same exact formation, which would lead you to think that when it does break out, which we're seeing right now, it's going to be an absolutely massive breakout. Now, you pair that with some nice charts for Solana, like this one here. Solana is bouncing away from the 10 SMA. When Solana follows this price pattern, it could likely bring price to roughly $1,000. You can see historically when Solana did this before. Not only that, but we have a golden cross of the Ichimoku cloud. Last time it surged 820%. If history repeats, that will put Solana at $1,422, or roughly $1,400 per SOL. And if you take a look at this massive bull flag, well, this also target $1,400 or $1,400 for Solana. But that's not even the biggest thing, because if you take a look at the price chart, I don't know, maybe you guys can see it here, maybe you can't see it here. I'll just put this little thing right here and just say, hey, there's a giant something and then a little something right there. We call that a cup and handle. Now, the measured target for this cup and handle, which right now is breaking out, well, the measured target is $4,000 per SOL. Holy freaking cow. And I'll just show you the chart again. Look at this. The cup is right here. The handle is right here. And we have broken out, which would mean likely the price is going to go up. Now, for those of you who have never heard of Solana before, get your head out of your behind. But Solana is powerful for developers, fast for everybody, bring blockchain to the people. Solana supports experiences for power users, new consumers, and everyone in between. Basically, does everything that Ethereum says it does, only it's a lot cheaper, and you can make meme coins for basically free and then become a millionaire overnight. So that is one of the appeals of Solana. The other main reason that people like Solana is because when you just compare it to Ethereum, I mean, it's like this banging weather lady, as opposed to everybody's favorite lordotic weather lady right there. This would be Solana. This would be Ethereum. I mean, clearly you have to make the choices for yourself, but I know which one I would choose. So that being said, if we take a look at Solana today, right now, $258, market cap $122 billion. And you can see breaking previous all-time highs to new all-time highs today. Like I mentioned many times before, cup and handle breakout, pretty predictive bullish pattern. So has all those things going for it. Now let's take a look at the math, which is why most people watch my channel, because we do lots of math here on this channel. And in general, people just love mathematics. It's like people go to school for math, they go to college for math, and basically in spare time, people just do math all the freaking time because it's one of the coolest things ever. So, like I mentioned earlier, had you bought Solana back in December 2022, it was only $9. Now, $258 now, even $1 more than when I started making the video. Well, you would have 28.5x'd your money had you just held for 2 years. Bought 2 Decembers ago, held to now. Wow, 28.5x. That means you could have bought $35,000 of Solana, because clearly you had $35,000 laying around, and you would have bought 3,891 SOL, and today you would be a millionaire, you would be cashing out, you would be making it rain in your Lambo with all the girls and just showing everybody how big your dingle is. So, I'm going to guess you didn't do that because you're watching this channel today. Now, let's say you watch this video, you saw some pretty convincing charts like this cup and handle one, like this one right here, like this one right here, and you're saying, hey, I like this Randall guy. He's ruggedly handsome. Not only that, he kind of looks like Jason Statham, had a baby with Vin Diesel. And you're saying, I got $1,000 burning a hole in my pocket. Why don't I just plop it all on Solana? Now, if you were to do that today, the price $258 now, but you would get roughly 4 SOL, 4 Solana coins, investment $1,028. Now, let's take a look at a few scenarios for the future of what could potentially happen. Because right now, you have to remember, market cap $122 billion. But if we take a look historically, last cycle, Ethereum had a market cap of $559 billion. Now, I have a feeling, based on, which one would it be? This one right here, expanding cycles theory, that this cycle, we're going to see a lot of altcoins with a market cap similar to what Ethereum had last cycle, because this is going to be a big one, and there's probably going to be some coins that do that. Now, one of the top coins to potentially do that is Solana. So if Solana had a market cap of $559 billion, which I would think is a pretty reasonable thing to happen this cycle, like the alt season hasn't even begun. Bitcoin pump just barely started. It's likely the very beginning of everything. So if that were to happen, well, guess what? You would 4.5x that $1,000, making you $4,697 with a $1,174 Solana. Should be noted that this, almost $1,200 is pretty close to this prediction of $1,400, off by a little bit, but pretty darn close to that prediction there from this bull flag and also from the golden cross on the Ichimoku. So that's scenario number 1. Scenario number 2. As of yet, Bitcoin has over $1 trillion market cap, but there's no altcoins with over $1 trillion market cap. Now, let's say that Solana takes off, it flippins Ethereum, or maybe it doesn't. Maybe Ethereum just does really well and Solana keeps going, and all of a sudden, Solana becomes maybe the first or one of the first altcoins with $1 trillion market cap. Would not be unreasonable to happen in this cycle. There is expectations that the cycle could get up to like $10 trillion-ish, and it's not all going to be Bitcoin. I mean, Bitcoin dominance in general, 50%, so that would be 5 trillion, which means there's 5 trillion for altcoins, and maybe there could be 1 or 2 big ones out there. So let's say that one of those was Solana. Well, in that case, you would 8x that $1,000, making you $8,403 with a $2,100 SOL. Very interesting. Now, scenario number 3. We're going to base this scenario on the measured price target for this cup and handle formation, which is very clearly obvious, a pretty darn predictive bullish pattern. Well, if we did have that $4,000 SOL, guess what? You would 15x your $1,000, making you $16,000 with a $1.9 trillion market cap for Solana. Which brings us to our last scenario. And the first three scenarios, I mean, first scenario, I could see that happen all day. The second and the third, yeah, definitely possible this cycle, particularly when you take a look at some of the price predictions based on what Solana has done, like the golden cross, like the bull flag, like the cup and handle. But this last scenario is a bit of a long shot, but hey, that's what we're about on this channel, long shots. So if we take a look, people speculating we could have a $10 trillion total crypto market cap this cycle. Now, it could be much more. It may not hit those levels. There's no way to tell because as of yet, no one can really reliably predict the future. But on estimates, they're saying this cycle, 2025, we will have a $10 trillion market cap. Now, if you take a look at Bitcoin dominance and altcoin dominance, the highest altcoin dominance ever in history was Ethereum with a 32% dominance. Now, if we take 32% of $10 trillion, which is the fun mathematics that I was telling you here, and because there's like one or two people who watch this channel who aren't fans of mathematics, I'll actually do the math for you. 32% of $10 trillion is $3.2 trillion. Well, if Solana did have a market cap of $3.2 trillion, you would 26x that $1,000 investment, making you $26,891 with a $6,722 SOL. And in that scenario, if that did happen, guess what? You could buy $38,461 of SOL today, or roughly 150 SOL, and you could be a millionaire in 2025. How cool is that? So that's all for this episode. If you did enjoy the video, like it, come join us on Twitter with the Crypto Love, subscribe to the channel, and also YouTube says watch that video right there. I'll catch you later. Have a good one. Love you. Peace.
If you don't think Bitcoin's going to $1 million a coin and then $10 million a coin, you're already a loser.
From now on, if you don't own Bitcoin, you're a moron.